everybody, this is Dr. David Hausman.
I'm Dr. Zach Farmer.
And we're chiropractors in Nashville, Tennessee. Today we wanted to discuss the arc of life, so the neck curve and why the heck is it so important. So what are you holding?
I'm holding a spinal model of
It's like a severed
the
spinal
neck.
model.
Well, yeah. It's not real, it's a recreation.
There you go.
So this is what the bottom of the head looks like, right here. And these bones are your top 7 vertebrae from here all the way down to here. So you notice that it is making a arc, which is one of the best engineering structures that the Romans came up with.
Yeah, it's actually in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm sure plenty of other places around the nation. Arced bridges in engineering, we get the 43-degree arch from the innate design of the human spine. In studying the human spine and seeing the arc in there, it's one of the strongest structures known to man. The arc itself is great for holding weight, and so we carry around this bowling ball head all day long. So this is facing the opposite direction. That's front, that's back. The bowling ball head for us, many of us, it weighs about 14 to 16 pounds. You carry that thing around literally all day long. So you have to have a really healthy curved structure in your neck to be able to carry that weight and distribute it equally through each of those bones. Over time, what happens is you start losing the curve, and as you lose the curve and your neck straightens, you might call this military neck or tech neck. And the same amount of force pushing down from your head, just gravity doing what it does. Gravity's our best friend. It compresses all day long. It starts putting more force on one of those joints in your neck than all of them sharing that weight burden. And over time, with enough time and repetition, it starts causing degeneration in the one joint. You aren't born with an arc in your neck, though. And that's an interesting point I did want to make sure I talked about. When you're born, you come out and baby you is in the womb. This is a little spine. You're primarily going to have this curve in the middle part of your back. And then you're going to spend belly time, and you're going to start strengthening the neck muscles, picking up your head. And that's when we start developing that neck curve. And then my daughter, she just started walking last week.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, super cute. She walks around like a little penguin now, but she'll get better in time. When they start becoming bipedal, or putting all of our weight on 2 legs, that's when we begin developing the curve in the low back. So the only curve that you're really born with is this middle back curve right here, thoracic or dorsal curve. The curves that develop are the curves that are in our neck and in our low back. So when we start walking, we've developed that curve in the low back and then finish developing the curve in the neck. So from a side point or a side vantage point, you should have 3 curves in the spine. A forward curve in the neck, and that curve should measure somewhere between 42 and 45 degrees. It should not be straight, right? So it shouldn't be like that. It should arc in the neck. And the only way sometimes to see that is by taking x-rays. The second curve is going to be in the middle part of the back. It's about 60 degrees, curving this way. And then in the low back, it's very similar to the neck curve, where it should be a forward curve about 40 degrees down in the low back. So a good chiropractor, if you go to a good chiropractor, should know curve angles. Most chiropractors focus on that neck curve. We also take pride in focusing on the neck curve first and foremost as well, because it's the easiest one to affect positive change into and retrain postural muscles to actually support and hold the proper curve in your neck. So why the heck do we call it the arc of life?
The arc of life. Well, it's quite simple.
This might be an easier model to show.
The arc of life. So your brain is up here in your head. With this arc, all that nerve flow as well as blood flow, the arteries, can go right through there, flowing evenly. Whenever we start to lose that arc, we start to lose the integrity of that structure, and all of these angles, if you can see right here, that these arteries are taking, start to get pinched on, start to lose blood flow, start to lose strength. We see all types of wild symptoms such as radiating pain, tingling, burning, numbness going down the arms, going down the legs. They can all be caused right from this arc of life, because this is the immediate entrance and exit from the brain.
So I think we could boil it all down to say, Dr. Zach is saying that we as chiropractors don't really care about the bones. What we care about is what's inside those bones. So our nervous system, and that's really, chiropractors are essentially doctors of the nervous system, because that's what first and foremost we care the most about. So our brain, is life force, right? It's the originator. It controls, runs, harmonizes, regulates, coordinates every single organ and system in the body. And so the life force or the energy or whatever you want to call it that's in your brain that flows through your nervous system, it has to flow through your spinal cord. So it's like a wire system.
Right, yeah.
Right? We weren't born wireless, we were born wired. So that wiring has to be protected, and on MRI cross-sectional research, it actually shows that when you have a curve in your neck, the spinal cord inside those bones, 78 million nerves, that big, thick, bundled spinal cord, is in the most relaxed position. And what the research also shows is that when you lose the curve, it tethers and stretches the spinal cord. And it's easy to see if you look down at the bottom, where in a relaxed position, you'll see the spinal cord right there is pretty long. It overhangs that last bone. And when you start to lose the curve, it starts tethering and pulling upward into the spinal canal. So the tension on the spinal cord is what we're trying to remove. That's what we care about, because that tension on the spinal cord interferes with your brain being able to send signals down and through your nervous system to every organ and system in the body. So like the nerves that come out here and here and here and here on the left and on the right side, they all go to different organs in the body. And so at the end of the day, what do we care about?
We care
the bones or
the neurology
nerves.
Yes.
Neurology nerves. We care most about the neurology nerves. So that's why we call it the arc of life, because all the life that comes from your brain to every organ in the body has to flow through that arc. 43-degree arc, super sound, strong structure. But inside the bones, it creates a nice relaxed position for your spinal cord. Arc of life. We're chiropractors in Nashville, Tennessee. We operate Stronghold Health right in downtown Nashville. So if you're in the area, please do come see us. What do we want people to do for our page?
Like and subscribe.
Yes, please. It helps us out so much. We really are shooting for that goal to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we would love your help and your support. And if you found this beneficial, please share it with a friend, send them a link, and send out the good word.
Yeah.
Take care of your arc of life. If you haven't gotten checked, if you haven't been to a chiropractor that's taken x-rays, that is the best way to do it. Maybe that's where we should actually leave them with.
Yeah.
What is the best way to get the arc of life evaluated?
We can do several tests without the x-ray. We can do range of motion tests. We can do some muscle testing. We can check that tension. We can do nerve testing, which we test the radiating sensory,
like sensation down the arms. And so exam is a good way to get tested,
yes.
But ultimately the exam isn't going to tell us, right?
It can give us a good guess,
right?
a good idea of what's going on. About a 70% idea of what's going on, but the x-rays, by far, the most black and white.
X-rays,
100%.
so that's always going to be the best. Yeah. So exam, that's going to include muscle, joint, nerve testing. We also check range of motion. And then you couple that with digital x-rays. And the digital x-rays are going to show us beyond the shadow of a doubt what's taking place beneath the surface, so we know how healthy is your arc of life. So if you want that checked out, all you got to do is comment, message us, and let us know. Arc out.
Arc out. Get your arc checked.